Good morning, everybody. It's Gaming Boy here for your tropical update for July 30th, 2020. Currently recording at 11:52 a.m. EST, and we're gonna take a look at newly formed tropical storm Isaias. Spanish name, I'm kind of having trouble pronouncing it, but Isaias. And now we have Invest 93L, which is over here south of the Cape Verde Islands. Give it a 20% chance of development, and they're saying that the thing is contracting, basically its spin into a little bundled area. It's like contracting all of its thunderstorms now. So we'll see if this will form. It's looking a little good right now. It's getting organized. It's just a little organized right now. But okay. So we have Tropical Storm Isaias, and think we're gonna take a look at at the track here. And as you can see, let me scroll down and fix this. As you see, here it is. It's a massive wind field of tropical storm force winds, and 50 knot winds or somewhere like this. So we'll see if this wind field expands down here. And on radar, which I'm going to show you guys in basically a couple more tabs here, but looking at future track here, it says it can go through Dominican Republic, through Bahamas, almost making landfall on the east coast of Florida, and could make a landfall on Outer Banks. And yeah, it could still make a landfall on east coast of Florida. It's not out of question since it's in the cone of uncertainty. And the Outer Banks is almost in the middle of the track, so basically more than half of the whole cone is on land. So we'll see if we can get a landfall on the east coast on the United States, and then it will impact the northeast coast of the United States, possibly New York getting some rainy conditions and some bit of gusty conditions as well. And yeah, Dominican Republic right now is getting hammered basically the eastern northern side of Dominican Republic is getting hammered with tropical storm force winds, and soon Haiti is probably gonna get some too. And basically the whole of Bahamas is gonna get tropical storm force winds, as you can see with tropical storm warnings and watches set up along the train of islands. And yeah, this thing, I feel like it's gonna go more out like that due to the much stronger trough in the continental North America, basically coming down from Canada down to here, which is to be the main steering factor with this system to disallow it to go right inland. So since this trough is gonna dig down basically all the way closer to the Gulf of Mexico, it's gonna steer out to sea. And Tropical Storm Isaias could still potentially become a hurricane. It's just getting the chances of becoming a hurricane are getting slightly increased just a bit. Because now the intensity with these three tropical storm symbols are 70 miles an hour. So there could be some little room between here that could get 75 miles an hour. So yeah, chances for Hurricane Isaias is getting likely now. Okay, now taking a look at the infrared satellite, you can see that we had a huge thunderstorm blow up just I think 30 an hour ago. Just an hour ago, and now it's just a little letting down, but now we're getting more thunderstorm blow ups. You can hardly see my pin, but you know where I'm circling it. And now you're getting more thunderstorm blow up. The low level center, I might as well get some light here. The low level center is currently probably placed right there. And the mid-level center, which basically is getting the chance to reform into a new center of the storm, it's like right here. So if this one does form, then that could change the forecast quite a lot, because then the track will be somewhat like that, and up there, instead of this thing going through the mountains and coming out. So if this happens, it could change the intensity forecast, probably to a hurricane. But but probably still gonna be the same path of the storm though. So yeah, now we're taking a look at the radar here. So you see a whole bunch of rain for Puerto Rico and getting into Dominican Republic. See a bunch of basically heavy rain showers coming on shore to Puerto Rico. And our low level center is currently sitting right there on the beginning frame. You can see our mid level center going like that, basically just skirting the coast of Dominican Republic. And this thing is probably soon going to be lifting up into the sea and basically developing right there. And that look, there's this jet of basically showers just coming on shore. All that inflow basically, with all that rain showers coming in and spinning around the low level center right now. Even over here, the Windward and Leeward Islands are just getting just some showers coming on shore due to Isaias right here, so they're still getting a few impacts from this. Just to basically rain showers for the morning hours, basically. And now we're taking a look at model track guidance. This video is probably longer than usual, but now we're taking a look at model track guidance here. It's kind of still spread out pretty far, basically, and it starts contracting again right here. So contracted right here, spreads out right here, and contracts again. And only a couple miles bring it way far to the west of the basically the agreement to this thing. You can still make a North Carolina Outer Bank landfall, and it'll probably go to New England New England up here, and possibly make another landfall up there. So we could expect probably like 4 landfalls with this thing actually, and we'll see if that comes true. Okay, why is this right? Now doing the intensity guidance here. The still majority of the models still show a tropical storm at most, but now we're starting to get some models creep up to the hurricane status, which is basically what I expected, because when I first made a video about this, I just thought it's gonna become a hurricane. And I was like, okay, yeah, it will, but now you can see now the models are starting to creep up to hurricane status. Which, if it does that in the Bahamas, we probably could see a Category 3. So yeah, if it does rapid intensify, if it does go through rapid intensification after it leaves Dominican Republic, then we could see a major hurricane. I could see a major hurricane with one model showing it right now. We'll probably see more showing hurricane status here soon. We're now taking a look at the MJO. You're seeking air and rising air. And I see now there is sinking air beginning to enter the Atlantic basin. While on the coast of Africa, there's still some rising air where you get convection, most of your convection, and this where you get less of the convection. Right now, Isaias is basically right there. And it's in some sinking air, but I think it's not having much trouble with that, no. Now we're taking a look at the wind shear here. Isaias right there. And some neutral shear while north of it is getting hammered with unfavorable shear. It's still inside with favorable shear, so this thing is split between unfavorable and favorable conditions. And Vest 92L is out there basing some favorable shear, so we'll see if that thing develops. And the outflow with all these thunderstorms, when they blow up and the cirrus clouds go out like that, that could push weak troughs away from it. So we are seeing a trough digging in right here. I might as well put up my white marker. We have a trough digging in right here, and if the thunderstorms remain very powerful, the outflow will basically push this thing back toward where it came from, and that could protect it from some inhibiting factors from it dissipating or weakening it. So we'll see if these thunderstorms remain very strong. I see rain showers, but if they remain very strong, they'll push that thing away. So it can basically stay thriving. And now we're taking a look at the sea surface temperatures. We have Isaias currently probably sitting around this general area. And it's at some very warm waters right now, and is expected to get in even more warmer waters, and even in the Gulf Stream, where it's in also even more warm waters. And if it was a Caribbean cruiser, I think it will be, also a hurricane. But at least it's not a Caribbean cruiser. It's moving like in northwestern direction, and yeah, basically ride the coast of the United States. So we still don't know if it's going to make landfall or not on the East Coast, but it's still certainly a possibility. It could happen though. Now we are at the ocean heat content values here. I think Isaias is right there. There's still some decent to significant ocean heat content. It's just going to upwell warmer waters as it just sits over here, and it's actually there's more ocean heat content as it continues toward its west-northwest or west-northwest track over here. Then it will kind of ride the east coast of the United States, and it'll be in more significant ocean heat content. Like I say, if it was a Caribbean cruiser, it'll probably have a much easier time developing because look at those high numbers. But since this storm is avoiding this, it that does not have the chance to stir up all these ocean heat content, and this will now remain the same as the white reds colors. Because if this was over here, all these white colors would probably drop down to red since it just upwelled warmer waters. Now it's upwell cooler cooler waters, but still gonna upwell warmer waters because there's still a bunch of warmer water below the skin and surface. Jeez. Alright, now we're looking at the total perceptible water, moisture, and atmosphere. You can see that here's Tropical Storm Isaias with a bunch of moisture, but there is a bit of dry air to the basically western and southern portion. Here's Invest 92L with some spin to it, but we're now getting another little burst of Saharan air layer coming down right now. So we'll see if this thing develops before the Saharan air layer gets entrained inside the system and choke off zone convection. We'll see if it develops before that. Then, if that, then we have the earliest J-name storm. It shattered a record that the last record for a J-name storm was in August 22nd, I think so, in 2005. So we will shatter that record if this one forms. Basically before August. Jeez, this is a very active season so far. Oh, way more named storms than usual, but not beating 2005 in hurricanes or major hurricanes. It's not what I'm expecting. Only named storms is what I could think it could beat in stats, basically. So now we're gonna take the future look for Isaias. As you can see, let me change the domain on this thing. So 12 hours out, it passed Dominican Republic with 1,001 millibars, and then it straight to 999 millibars in just 6 hours. That's not much of a big change, but as it continues through the Bahamas, that's when it starts increasing its strength a lot more, and it turns to 99 millibars by hour 66. I think that's almost 3 days from now, and as we take a look at 970, this thing, yeah, GFS is now on board with showing it's a hurricane, a Category 2 hurricane, possibly a 974 millibar storm, and that is a strong Category 1 to a weak Category 2. And here's another system you have to watch out. I don't think this is the Invest 93L, so we could possibly get our K named storm by August 3rd. My god, we're shattering all these records. And yeah, It makes landfall on the Outer Banks of North Carolina, and let me just switch to the northeast here. And yeah, it could bring some raining conditions to Rhode Island, Massachusetts. I forgot this. What's that? I forgot the state, but yeah, you know I'm circling it if you live here. And it's gonna basically make landfall in Cape Cod, I guess. Hold up. I don't know, it's just gonna almost make landfall in Cape Cod and probably miss it by just 10 miles, basically. And let me take a look at other models, because I can't just decide on the first model. I'll show you guys. Hold up. Let this thing load. Everybody's using internet during quarantine. Please load. Okay, there you go. Let's try to make this thing load by going very slowly in the forecast. Hour 6, still in Dominican Republic, still kind of struggling with land masses here. And let me see where this thing turns to 99 millibars. So I guess the icon model does not show it reaching basically a weak category 1 hurricane at all. So it just shows it being a mid to strong tropical storm, which Isaias is getting the strong tropical storm right now. So maybe this could be a hurricane already, but it just has a very high millibars. And also make landfall in North Carolina. So we could actually expect a landfall in North Carolina right now, since 2 models already agreed to it. And then here's our little system that could still develop on August 3rd. So yeah, we also still need to watch that out. Since that thing is so far out, we don't know where this thing is going to go, out here, out there, or just right in the middle. So we don't know where that one's going to go as well. But we're keeping the main focus on this one. Since this is basically very close to home right now, and it's going to make some major impacts to the East Coast and the islands down here. So we really need to watch for this one to see if it strengthens to a hurricane. So I think that would be it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, drop a like. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. And I think that is it for today's video. Peace out.